The Chevrolet Volt is a one-of-a-kind car. It'll allow you to run primarily without gasoline, but allow you to do everything you expect of your regular car, to go anywhere, anytime you want to, and we intend to change the world.
The Volt is an electric vehicle, but it's really the best electric vehicle in that you don't have to worry about running out of battery power. You don't have to worry about how far you're going to go. You don't have to worry about making decisions. Should I burn electricity? Should I burn fuel? All you have to do is know basically where you want to go to.
Well, the way the Volt works is a really large lithium-ion battery that, after plugging it in for a few hours, will deliver 35 miles of electric driving, depending on the conditions. But you don't suffer from the range anxiety you get from an electric vehicle. In other words, when you run out of electricity, the car stops moving. The Volt doesn't have that problem because it has this small gasoline-powered engine that turns a generator that will allow you to keep going for about 340 more miles.
And the beauty is, if you were going on a long trip that's, say, 600 miles, 700 miles, all you'd have to do once you'd start out the trip electrically, you'd transition to extended range mode. At some point, you'd stop, you'd just refuel at a typical gas station with a typical gas stop and plug in when you get home.
I've taken the car home myself. I've plugged it in at my garage. I've plugged it in at friends and family and the like. It's a very simple operation. I tell you, there's nothing better than the feeling of driving by a gas station, knowing you don't have to gas up, and knowing that you're charging when you're sleeping.
I think the Volt is going to change the automotive industry because people will be amazed at how useful it is. Using your cell phone, we have a mobile app device where you can talk to the vehicle and you can reprogram your charging schedule such that if you had it set for a departure time, but you've realized, hey, in a couple hours you want to go visit somebody, you can change that so that it starts charging immediately.
I work on the Volt because it is going to reduce our dependence on foreign oil. And even more exciting, it is a great, fun car to drive.
The Chevy Volt with its electric drive system offers this really beautiful and smooth, quiet, calm feel in the car. I have literally conducted interviews with folks whispering because the car is so smooth and quiet. It's an experience I think many people will view as a new grade of premium, and it's an experience I think I personally have utilized in that I even turned the radio off just to enjoy the solitude.
I'm most excited about the fact that the Volt looks good inside and out. I'm excited that the car looks technical, but it looks sporty, it looks efficient, and it looks modern.
You know, Chevrolet has had the Corvette as an icon for many, many years. And that's, I think that will certainly remain unchanged. But I think there's going to be a new Chevrolet icon, and it's going to be called the Volt.
It's a one-of-a-kind car because it can do everything your regular car can do, but doesn't always require gasoline. I think the Chevy Volt's going to change the world.
One of the first realities we faced with the Volt is the standard displays and gauges just would not work for this car. We needed to tell the customer a lot more than how fast they're going, how fast their engine might be running, and how much fuel was in the tank.
We have two LCD screens on the inside of the Volt. The one on the center stack, the one that is in the conventional location, is your nav system, your radio, your heating and cooling controls.
And it also has what we call the green leaf information. And that's all of the new information that people will like and learn about the Volt. Will tell them how far they've driven electrically, how far they've driven on gas, what their combined fuel economy is, and all that information is on the center display.
In front of the driver, you have a fully reconfigurable color LCD screen. The driver can choose how much information they want to see. You know, you can show state of charge, you can show how much fuel is in the gas tank, what's your electric range, what's your fuel range, what's your combined range, or you can decide to just show the odometer and the speedometer. You, the customer, can decide how much information you want to display on that LCD screen.
There are many options to control charging in your Volt. First, you can do it from sitting inside the car.
On the center display, you can program it to charge immediately when you plug it in, or you can simply set a departure time and say you leave every day at 7 o'clock. You just tell the vehicle that, and it'll optimize when to charge the vehicle overnight to be ready by the time you want to leave. The second option there is you put in your utility rates, and then you can tell the computer what rates you do not want to charge at. So if you have a very high rate, you can say don't use this rate.
The Volt's 35 miles of all-electric range costs less than a bottle of water, about $1.50.
Another option is the Volt Onstar application. You could go ahead and get your full status from your phone, and you could also tell the car when to charge, and the car will also tell you when it's done charging.
You can tell it to turn the air conditioning on if the car is sitting in a hot parking lot so that the car is ready. In cold weather, you can precondition the battery. There's a lot of things you can do with our mobile apps.
So we think people will become more conscientious drivers, more cognizant of their energy use, more efficient, if you will, but also they'll still have the capability to have a lot of fun with this car, and I think they'll have choice, which is the wonderful thing that all of us want.
You know, I'm most proud of the fact that the car looks sporty and athletic. Not only is it a good-looking car, but it has world-class aerodynamics, and those aerodynamics, that aerodynamic performance, is what in large measure allows this vehicle to deliver on that promise of efficient driving. Everywhere you walk around the Volt, you will find little pieces on the car of surface detail that are there to enhance the aerodynamic performance. One of the key requirements was to package the battery on the inside of the vehicle. Well, the battery on the Volt is about 5.5 feet long and it weighs about 380 pounds, so it's like a really big occupant inside the car. Having to cover that, we didn't want the packaging of it to get too wide, and we wanted to make sure that we still maintain some of the things that you, the customer, have come to expect: cup holders, storage bins, and so forth. As a matter of fact, most of the people who sit in the car for the first time don't even realize that the battery goes down the center tunnel, but it's there, I can assure you.
The Chevy Volt is a dream car to drive. Many people feel that it's a premium car. Electric drive gives you the following things. It's rated at a 0 to 60 in about 8-point-something seconds. It gives you instantaneous torque. So yes, you can burn rubber and less gasoline in the Chevy Volt.
The Volt accelerates all the way up to its top speed, which we govern at 100 miles per hour. We had a very active program with Goodyear from the very beginning, and we achieved very low rolling resistance of the tires, which provides very good EV range and fuel economy.
With the Volt, we had to introduce a lot of new things into the vehicle, but at the same time, we didn't want to skimp on anything that people have come to expect. Anti-lock brakes, traction control, stability control, full 8 airbag system. We've gone through extensive crash worthiness testing, and we're meeting all of the different standards there and exceeding most of them.
I think when people drive the Volt for the first time, they're going to be amazed at the premium quality feel of the driving experience. It's unlike anything else that people have driven. It was shocking to me the first time I drove it, and I think it's going to be shocking to a lot of people.